Dude, I really love our intro.
It's a nice intro. Yep.
I need to get that. I love that track. I need to get. So currently working on the house, and I'm going to be once we get the studio set up in the dining room, because it's no longer going to be the dining room. It's going to be our studio and office. Then I'm going to get good speakers in there. So welcome to FMA Talk Live. This is your host Datu Tim with my special, my super special, always co-host of
special PG Ties here,
and
back from vacation.
He's back. Yeah, we had a week off.
Yep.
And Johnny, the robot, made the comment last week.
Oh, Johnny. Okay.
And yes, my hair is purple. So they usually say what happens in Vegas stays there. Well, no, actually, what happened is so I'm a professional school owner, and it is Crazy Hair Week. So I lead by example, and people follow by choice. I lead from the front, not the rear. So this will wash out. I'm told it'll wash out. Hopefully, it's not a bad thing.
I can't do that. I occasionally I might want to, but I can't.
There you go. And then Mr. Hiltz.
Hey.
And, hey, did you get your passport worked out? Somebody washed his passport after camp.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Michigan is where Johnny's from. No, the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Mr. Hiltz is from Canada. And Noah's got some interesting emojis there. So we may have a surprise guest today. That'd be kind of cool if the person can come through or not.
Yep.
I'm not going to mention the person because I don't want to get a higher level expectation. So I want to just my rant is going to be working on a couple things during the show because it's going to be about the industry. Because yep, Oppo, there we go from Cebu. All right.
It looked like a neat show from your picture. I'm glad you posted all those pictures.
I still got more stuff I'm posting, which is really cool. I got some cool stuff for the club. So I got all these gameness focus mitts and tie pads. I've got a martial art Jenga that stacks 5 feet tall.
Oh, wow.
And you punch the stuff out.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Still waiting on it. Is bad moment. Does not pay to be a dumbass. No, it doesn't. I'm pretty much an expert on being a dumbass, so I can help you with that. I've been there, done that. Haven't washed my passport, although I have washed my Canadian money, which ends up being useless because it's plastic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have my wallet on me. I've got them in my other pants. I've got my gi pants on because an acquaintance of mine, a friend of mine, is competing in a tournament this weekend in Pittsburgh. Stopped in to get some mat time, and he says, "Hey,
nice.
Can you check my form out?" Sure, no problem. I gotta go. Okay, I'm here. so I just can't take off as much as I want. Our goodbyes.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Dude, I got a show. Okay. All right, I got time. So
right.
So welcome back, brother. Yeah, brother man. So we're going to be teaching shortly together up in Canada. Jason, you are still going up to GM Oliver Pintados' event, right? Because that'll be a fun one. And did you go to Bobby's seminar? Because Bobby Tawada just had his seminar up in Toronto. He was going to try to stop to Buffalo on the way to New York, but he had to be there too early. Which that's why I had the question about that, because what were you doing there? Because his seminar is not until this coming Saturday, unless they rescheduled it or it was posted wrong. And who knows? Let me see here. I'm going to too much purple here. I gotta I gotta change some stuff up here.
Orange always goes well with purple, although that's light purple, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is gonna start getting lighter really quick.
Yep.
My hands all became. Yep, Jason's gonna be there. That's good. That's good. So we're gonna talk about a couple things. I want to talk about what shows we got coming up. Actually, that's the one I'm excited about. So I've got next week GM/Guru Terrell Richardson.
Oh, nice. Great.
And it is Terrell. I've been a dumbass and mispronounced his name. Terrell, not Terrell. Terrell. I was the dumbass.
No, I did it. I pronounced it that same way for the longest time, and he's so nice. He never corrected for a million years.
When I asked him, he goes, "Oh, Tim, I don't care. It's all."
Hey, that kind of good stuff.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I want to get it right. That's like when I talked to. Okay, so Jason knows, and you've met him too, Dr. G.
Mm-hmm.
After years of being with him, I'm driving home. He's in my passenger seat, and I go, "Okay, I need to know, is it G or G? Because I hear it done a whole bunch of different ways." And he goes, "It's G, the letter, not G, the uniform." I'm like, okay. That's what I like to hear, that I want to make sure I got it right. Because,
right.
I'm not trying to. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, this is on a dark blue. So I'll go here. There we go. I could do this.
Actually, in between, if it was a dark orange like that was pretty good. But I like dark, so. That's not bad.
Yeah, we'll go with the red tonight. Okay. So, and Craig Mason, BG Craig, spent a week in. So you see that he was on the cover of Black Belt magazine?
Oh, is that
someone congratulated him? I'm like, dude,
it's a booth, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So, I'm hoping my guest can make it. I really, it was rough on Janice and I. She's sick now.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really rough on us. It was. We don't usually. I think because we're waiting for. Hey, Brian. We were walking every day. We were on our feet every day, and I got my plantar fasciitis and heel spur, and she's got an ankle thing. We didn't have a hot tub we could walk into and just mellow out like we do at the house. But all right. So next week the show is going to be Terrell Richardson from the Gut Carnice. He is the Maryland representative, and he spent a couple weeks over in the Philippines recently. So we're going to talk next week. He'll be on the show. The week after that, Peter Kautz is going to be on the show.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to talk about Peter's experiences, because he, in addition to being from the same school I was at, he also got to work with, he was part of Hock Hockheim's group for a while. I don't know if that status is current or not. But he's also a Keating guy, and he does the 52 blocks. And at our camp, he did a great dance session of Filipino footwork, which you and I both know about that. I mean, I took all the photos and videos because I didn't want to embarrass people with my dance moves. Because I got some bad moves. Met George Chung. Like from the West Coast demo team.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, and Cynthia was there, and he told me George had some Remy stories.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if those aren't necessarily stories I want to.
Oh, sure, but
pass on at the moment.
Yep.
It may not be quite as appropriate as I was hoping they were going to be, but that's okay.
There's internal stories and public stories.
Yes. So,
but they're all memories, which is good.
Yeah, we had some. Then Ernie Reyes Jr. Well, we're going to talk about all that stuff.
Yeah, I saw you with a few people I haven't seen for a while, so that was nice.
Yes, I helped get somebody in. I don't want to say I snuck people in, but I knew how to get them a day pass.
Oh, okay.
I knew what needed to be done to get people where they needed to be. So, and I'm actually, what I've been posting lately is my, all of my, the people and from the industry that we hung out with and stuff like that. trying to give props to where the hell did I put the damn file? I was gonna do a picture. Actually, I'll just do this one. Here we go. So you can be looking out for this one. This will be coming out in the near future. Because boom.
There you go.
There we go.
Nice.
So that'll be coming out shortly.
I like that article. Whose belt is the blackest?
You like that?
Nice. Well, that would fit a lot of some people's emphases.
Inside joke, guys. Inside joke.
Well,
So anyway,
it's endemic with all martial arts, right? So, yep.
People are jerks out there.
Yep.
So I really don't want to get into any ranting. I have a rant about the show, and if my guest comes on, I actually talked about it with them, and as martial artists as a whole, we need to do a better job. I would like to talk about in the future. I want to go back to this episode, this show, or this topic. What we need to do to keep our arts going forward. And I know it's been a common theme with us to some extent, but I've got some tough questions to ask of, hey, what happens if you stop teaching tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, will your lineage, okay, first of all, do you even care? Because if you don't care, who cares? Like I got people in my school, they really don't care. Because they're not that involved in the art. They're just students. They're like, yeah, I wouldn't want to see the art disappear, but at the end of the day, it doesn't affect my life. Right. To me, you and me, it's a whole other story. Oh, Terrell. So,
just $1,000 for you, Terrell.
Yeah, just 1,000. We'll get you a special edition.
That's right.
We'll autograph it. So, a lot of projects coming up. A lot of good things happened from this weekend, and what. So my goal is to increase my education, so I can help the people in our industry, specifically the. I have been called worse.
Well, actually, before you go too much into the thing, some of us probably are not too familiar with the MAIA event. Like, what's the purpose? How many people were there? That kind of good stuff.
Let me get the last thing that we're going to do. Okay. So next week we have Terrell. Mm-hmm. The week after that we have Peter Counts. Mm-hmm. And the last week of August we're going to talk about Remy Price's camps. Nice. Because of the conversation the other day, he didn't stay on point and started talking about post-Remy camps, even though the topic was Remy camps. Mm-hmm. So the information that he put out was incorrect on many levels. Mm-hmm. And I think the reason, and we'll talk about this on the show, is because there's 3 ways that you could enjoy a Remy Price's camp. You could have been a student, right? You could have been a black belt in the art, or you could have been the head instructor. And the person in question was not the head instructor. He was a student of somebody else. And I think when we talk to people, we have to ask them, well, what was your relationship like? So when I went to my first when I went to the Mississippi summer camp, I went as a student of John Bryant's. Mm-hmm. When I went to Michigan summer camp, I was the head instructor. Completely different experience. Mm-hmm. But that'll be time out. So let's get into today's topic. The MAIA Martial Arts Supershow. So the question you just asked was again?
Yeah, well, so what is it? What's the purpose? How many people were there, and what kinds of people were there? Were they all instructors and students, advanced students, that kind of good stuff?
Okay.
Owners.
So this is a trade show for professional martial artists, and the cool thing was there's a bunch of people from the FMA industry there.
Awesome.
So I like this. This is I don't know when it first started. I've been going. So I started going to the NAPMA, North American Professional National Association of Professional Martial Arts, something, I don't know. The company's no longer out there. And it was how to become a better school owner. Okay, how to become a professional school owner. So I was with that. MAIA came up afterwards, which is Martial Art Industry Association. There was MATA, which is another one. There was Game Changers International. There's all these different martial art consulting organizations out there. Now, MAIA is its backer. I'm not saying the sole owner because I don't know the sole owner. Is Mike Dillard, who is the major owner, if not the full owner, of Century Martial Arts.
Right.
So, which, you know what? They're probably the biggest martial arts supplier in the United States. They are smart. They put on a trade show to show their product, as well as giving lessons on how to become better school owners. Because if I'm a better school owner, I stay in business longer and I can buy more product from them.
Right.
Now, you don't have to, but as an example, so I'm a MAIA Elite member. So there's multiple levels you can be in, or you could just be a non-member to go to the show. But as an Elite member, I get the top tier discount on all my orders that they offer. So I did a sparring gear today. Basically, I got an additional $3 off per piece.
Nice.
I ordered, so that saved me about $200 today. So I put a big order in, and that goes towards my monthly membership fees.
Mm-hmm.
If you really think about it, I mean, so as a MAIA Elite member, I get 3 events a year, including that are comp for me, including the MAIA Super Show. Now, this is hosted in. They didn't announce if they're doing another one, because we weren't sure, with COVID, if that was going to continue or not. So they did one, which is great. They did a physical one. They've done a virtual one last year, then virtual before that. So this is the first physical one since COVID. Waiting to see what's going on for next year. No announcements. Usually they would do a pre-sale for the next one. So this was hosted in Caesars Forum, but they've done it in the Venetian, the Bellagio. They do it in Vegas pretty much every year, or they have. I've been to like 4 or 5 of them. Now, I'm a MAIA Elite member as of this year, and that gives me access to 2 extra days prior to the event that no one else gets access to. So I would say there's easily 1,000 people there. So I got to see a lot of consulting companies on for web work. I'm not gonna use the industry, like we can call CRMs, customer relationship management. What does it really means? It's your school software. So there's a whole bunch of people that offered school software. There's a whole bunch of people who were doing websites. There's supplement companies. We're looking at companies other than Century were there that offered different physical products. There was Dahlimer Mats. Swain Dahlimer was there. Black Belt Magazine, which is owned by Century, was there. A bunch of different celebrities. So Ernie Reyes Jr. was there. I was talking to him. I haven't seen him in 10 years. It was great. We were hanging out, and his daughter. Oh my God! So I don't know. I watch Netflix, and I like a lot of the kids' movies. And there's a movie called We Are Heroes. We Are Heroes is a long story short, a bunch of kids who are the children of the superheroes, and the superheroes are kidnapped by the aliens. So the kids team together to get their parents back. Well, the lead actress is Ernie Reyes' daughter.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, that's so cool. She wasn't there at that moment, otherwise I would have gotten her to sign my thing. I thought it was really cool. But I was talking to Ernie, and we're going back and forth. I'm like, oh, and I mentioned every show, every TV show, series, and movie he did. Did I miss one? Nope, you pretty much got them all. I go, well, and this first movie was The Last Dragon.
Right.
The only martial art movie produced by Motown Records.
Right. Show enough.
Show enough. So that was cool. I go, yeah. Then they did Red Sonja and Surf Ninjas, and then we were talking like, well, we all had a student or a teacher in common. Who's that? Remy praises. Oh my God. I go, matter of fact, well, too bad this wasn't a picture of you and Michelangelo. Why? Well, that would be Shashir. You know Shashir? Well, hell, he was a modernist guy. Remember, he was the first Datu, and I'm the last. So, like, dude, we got to do a picture. You know, I'm like, okay, all right, cool. So Craig and I were there. So Craig Mason came, PG Craig. We had a blast. A lot of different classes. You know, very educational. You know, all different topics. How to do social media. The guy who Ingram, the guy from McDojo Life, he was there. I had a good time. So we were talking. He's doing his workshop. He goes, "Now listen, some people like pictures of feet. So on my Instagram, there's a picture of my foot." And I tagged him in it. He'd be like, dude, I'm like, hey, you said. So he commented on it. So he got some good good feedback there. So but I'm actually looking at it, and what the hell was it? I actually got like 400 views of my shoe. Because in the middle of the seminar, he just says, you know, some people like feet, so there's my foot.
Nice.
You know, hey, you know. And then I tagged him in it. He thought it was funny. And let me see if I can. Let me look at insights right here. So 392 accounts reached by putting a picture of my foot there.
Huh.
Okay. 426 impressions. 233 were from hashtags. 168 from home. 20 from the profile. 9 from other. You know, 3 comments. 12 hearts. And I just put there, Robert Ingram of McDojo Life says people like pictures of feet. So here we go. LOL. But he was pretty smart. I liked what he was doing. Pretty slick dude. And it is funny too, because he's always in people's face, you know, calling out the McDojo guys that do the no touch stuff and all this other crap. And but he goes, like, in the seminar, he says, you know, you should never go off half cocked and call someone this, that, the other thing. I would never do that. I mean, I would do that because that's who I am, and that's part of my persona, is what he's telling. But at the end of the day, that's not what we should be doing as an industry, which was actually very sane advice. Mm-hmm. So, good. So so basically, if you want to learn how to become a better school owner, this is an event that I would recommend. I went to the movement seminar in Virginia. You were out of town, otherwise I would have stopped by. When I was in Norfolk.
Yep.
I think you were in Texas at the time. That's another event. Market Muscles, who put those on. They do a website. Now they also do a CRM, a student software. So they were there. There's Dave Kovar does a thing, and another student he's a modernist guy through Bruce Chutnick. He knew Remy back in the day himself as well. There's so many people out there that could help us do better at what we're doing.
Yep.
You know, and actually that's my goal. My movement is to move towards consulting for the Filipino martial artists specifically, because, you know, a lot of times what happens, I could never do that. I could never do that. And you've seen where I've come from, and you've seen what my business is today. Yep. I've definitely gotten better at it. And the thing here is, if I can do it, so I can speak to our people and say, listen, we can do this, and this is how we can do it. I know, you know, because it's rough, because a lot of people go, well, you know, we're different because we're FMA. And you're right, we are different because we're FMA. But different doesn't mean it can't be done. You just got to figure out your workaround. So, no, but it's, so let me see. Who did I bump into while I was down there? That's a good question.
I saw a few people, but yeah, I'm looking forward. I don't know if I saw all the pictures, so that would be good.
Well, Jared Wahangi.
Okay, I haven't met him, but yeah.
He was fun. Well, it's funny. I went in there and I go in the room and everyone's sitting in a chair and the main area is wide open. So I'm like, this is a seminar, right? So I walked up. I go, hey, my name's Tim Hartman. And his guy goes, we know who you are. Like, am I on FMA's Most Wanted or FMA's Most Unwanted? I don't know. I mean, it could be a picture for either or. And no, we started talking, had a good time. Go, this is a physical seminar, right? Yeah. Because no, there's no one up here. Oh, are these your trainers? Can I see one? Yeah. And I go, well, I don't have one. Can I use it? Okay, great. So I got all my gear, and we had a fun class. There's a lot of similarities because he takes more of a realistic approach to training versus the art, which I'm not going to say is a bad thing, but he prefaces it like, listen, this is more for self-preservation, self-defense. He works with military and law enforcement guys. And I really like his approach. And there's a lot of things we say the same things, but different works. And here's my takeaway. So he talks about the second set of knuckles. Mm-hmm. So when you line your blade up, you line it with the second set of knuckles. I'm like, I've never heard it. I mean, that's what I do too, but I've never heard that phrase before. I'm like, you know what? There's my takeaway. Mm-hmm. And he talks about there's the 1, the 2, and the 3. Wait a minute, that's working the X and the plus. Mm-hmm. He just didn't do the horizontal. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I asked a couple questions. Like sometimes he had the knife he had was like a dagger with a ring, so you could take it out. Yeah. So it's a straight. It's not a karambit, but it's karambit-esque. Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, what do you do with the finger? Is it in there? He goes, sometimes not. I'm like, good. But I wanted to. I felt really good talking to him because I felt that I knew the answers he was going to throw at me. Mm. And I think someone needed to ask the question. And I'm like, okay, this guy's going to say it doesn't matter whether the finger's in there or not. It's going to be all situational based. Mm. There's times when you want the finger in the ring, and there's times that you don't want the finger in the ring. And he said that. And I'm like, great. What about this footwork? Are we doing in-play switching? Are we stepping back or out? He goes, yes. I'm like, okay, based on what we need to do. I'm like, great. But, sometimes you need that person to ask that question so you can get in where you need to. And unfortunately, otherwise it's just you talking. What works good about the show? I could talk. I think since you and I started doing the show, we got a lot better information out there because sometimes someone needs to say something to spark it. We're pretty good at that already. Now it'd be better if I asked the question. We already know the question before we even talk about it because we're both thinking about how to get a better interview. But so Gared was there. As I told you, Ernie Reyes Jr., but he wasn't presenting. He was just there as a special guest. Whom else was there? So Jason and I showed up.
That's cool. Yeah, I saw his picture. That was one of the ones I was going to mention for sure.
So he was. So he came up to meet with George Chung, and then I snagged him a day pass. So him and his guy came in, and I helped reconnect him with some people he hadn't seen for years. Okay. And then Jordan Palin, GM Jordan Palin showed up. So he's another big professional school over in the Bay Area, and the son of Max Palin, Grandmaster Max Palin. Jordan's amazing because he can do the sticks, he can punch, kick, spar, he does weapon katas. I mean, in tournaments, he's a triple threat: weapons, forms, and fighting. And he's around my age, and he's ducking under kicks and back fists. I mean, it's crazy the skill set that this guy's got. Excellent. It's just absolutely amazing. It's shown how far the game has come since our predecessors. You can't take away those pioneers like Norris and Lewis and Wallace. I mean, hell, Wallace still keeps going. Bill Wallace was there.
Oh, okay, of course. Good.
Okay. Paulo Ladra, he was the other FMA guy there. And hey, Sam.
Hey, BG Sam.
Let me see here. Let me see what pictures I have. I was going to put these in a folder, but I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. And then, you know how that goes.
Well, something with training and helping, and that's a pretty good reason.
Yeah, I mean, I was there to learn. That was my.
No, as far as why you didn't get to put the things in the folder right now, right? Because you're working with your friend.
Yeah, and that too. Yeah, yeah.
Which is good.
But, yeah, you do what you got to do, and we got to take care of each other. We got to help out. I don't think my guest is going to make it today. He's a great spokesman for the industry, and I'll get him on. We'll get him on in the future because I'm going to work on having him come to Buffalo for an event.
Excellent.
So one of the things that we like to do, or it's not me, what I like to do is I like to bring people in the industry, in the business industry, to what we did. I mean, and I've done in the past. I have had I've had people. Rob Calisani, who was the head of NAPMA at one time, came in and did a business seminar. Rhonda McKee, you've met Rhonda on multiple occasions.
Yep.
We've had her do some business seminars. I want us to educate and something. Okay, listen. And as much as I know with what I do, I still like bringing in some people from outside so you can hear from another source. And sometimes what I prefer, it's better if it comes from someone like a Rob Calisani or a Rhonda McKee or someone, because they can put it more eloquently. And then when there's a question, I can say, well, this is what they're really saying. Oh, okay. Or this is how you execute. Well, I don't get it with the way we do things. Well, X, Y, and Z, So I'm waiting for other people here at the same time. All right. Don't think we're going to see the person. Person has a younger child and bedtime and all that other stuff. So that's why he's not on the thing. Hey, Daryl. Hey, how you doing?
Good deal.
So, listen, does anyone have any questions about the show? How's that?
Well, while they trickle in, I got one. So you said there was training as far as martial material, but it sounds like there was also school ownership training classes, or was that just by discussion?
So the bulk of it was business education.
Okay.
And but there was at least one room dedicated to the physical track at all times.
Okay.
So so the bulk of it was more business education. Like, okay, how do you get hooked up with the school systems? How's that?
Yeah, good.
Okay, that's a good one right there. How do we? For lack of a better term, run open houses. How to do group enrollments through open houses.
Okay.
So let's case in point. I've done two different group enrollments. So you bring a bunch of people in for a trial class at the same time versus individual appointments. The first one I did for martial arts for kids, I signed 3 people up immediately.
Nice.
Okay. I did one for kickboxing, the fitness kickboxing. I got 15. Now, it's a 10-week course for $139. Do the math. And then I got another 13 who's doing a Saturday only or a Monday only class while we wait for the fall seminar. We're starting in September, the 20th or the 25th or whatever it is. That's when it officially begins. But I got 13 women who come in on Mondays just to do training with me. That's $60 a head for an hour. Okay, do the math. And it gets them all excited, and we're, so this is the kind of stuff they show you how to do. They tell you, now I'm trying to think of things. Talk about social media, how to do proper scheduling and stuff like that. You want to be posting. If you're going to do Instagram really well, you really need to do it about 3 times a week. You really should do it like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay.
And one post. more would be better. It could be better, but you don't really want to go more than 3 days without a post. So, if you post on Friday, then you post on Monday.
Okay.
So, they talk about, back to school specials, how to structure them. I just did a Christmas in July sale, which was amazing. Things like doing your crazy hair week and stuff like that for retention. Right now we're doing the ticket tornado for retention. So every time you come into class, you get a ticket. Well, the drawing for the kids is a double-ended lightsaber, a set of sparring gear, private lesson pack, and Under Armour backpack. There might be something else. The adults, I've got a aluminum training sword, a katana, a set of Rev Gear boxing gloves, private lesson pack, and there might be something else. I can't think if there's anything else off the top of my head. But they give different ideas, like, you do a special event, hey, there's 7 tickets. So we did the parade. A bunch of kids showed up with their parents, and they got 7 kids. They bring their parents in on Saturdays to do training with them. They get more. They bring a buddy. They get more tickets. And so on September 1st, we're having a back to school end of summer party for everybody, kids and adults, and we'll do all the drawings. But this is a way to build up that retention and activity and excitement in your club. And, the thing here is, how do you retain your members? If it's the same thing, listen, we all know forums are great if they're done for the right reason. But I mean, it's like a treadmill. It gets boring after time. So they give you some ideas to how to spicing things up, helping with creative scheduling and different ideas here and there. So how to do upgrade programs. Like, the problem with me, I have so much material I give my students. I've been given way too much. And I had to dial it back and say, all right, how do I give these extra courses for those who want it? And that's where our enrichment programs, like our seminars, come into play. And it's not about charging more money. It's about, like, going to a restaurant. Okay, you order a steak. All right. Well, do you want fries with that? Okay, so here's an upgrade. What if you didn't want fries with that? You just got your protein. Well, if I want a milkshake with that, there's another fee. But none of it's mandatory. If all they want is their steak, that'll get them their black belt if that's what they want. Mm-hmm. But other things may give them more of an enrichment program, an enriched experience. So they show how to balance things, so you're not nickel and diming people for anything, but you're giving a quality product out there. And if you want to, and even with things like they talk about price structure and how to market things. And I'm like, they're right. They say, listen, this is the way to do it. And and everyone's going to do it their own way. And I did it my own way. And, like, with my price structure, I'm doing exactly what they said.
Okay.
But it took me a year to get to the confidence to do this stuff. I mean, right. And the one thing is I tell you is, like, listen, Tim, this is overwhelming. And I've already said this too. I go, I am not going to change my school overnight because it'll be too much of a culture clash and I'll lose people. I'm like, hey, listen, like, Mike Metzger, like the top consultant through MAIA, first thing he says is, like, Tim, you take one thing, implement one thing. When you get a handle of that, implement another thing. And you get to that level where you're comfortable, And then, more importantly, what if your students want to have schools? They teach you how to do that.
Nice. Okay.
So they teach you a lot of systems that can be trained to other people. It's not about making money for yourself as much as, it is about making money for me. I'll be the first to admit that, but it also shows how I can have my people make money too.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Why do a lot of schools have problems? Simple. They don't pay their staff. People come in and teach, and they might have the same thing. Well, I want a school someday too, and they don't help their students realize their dreams. So what do? They open up a club. Where is it going to be? Somewhat close to the first one, and then they're gonna cannibalize all the pre-existing members. Now, my students, none of them really came to me. We've talked about it. They don't really want a school of their own, but if they did, I would help them open up a school far enough away that it wouldn't take any of my students. They'd have their own, but it's close enough that if it didn't work out, we can take those students and bring them into the club. But far enough away where it won't cannibalize the main program. That way, if something falls apart and we don't get along with each other later, you have yours, I have mine, and we can keep that as separate.
Mhm.
But, if we want the art to continue, we need to have methodologies for that to happen. And I know a lot of people say, well, Tim's the business guy. All he talks about business. People don't understand the big picture of that, though. Like, at the end of the day, what being more business-like, what does that do for us? And to me, if I can keep my 5,000 square foot facility open, how many people can I affect? How many people? I mean, I need this. Okay, so I'm looking at from other set of eyes here. It's not about me being, here's what I'm looking at. You've known this. We've talked about this time and time again.
Mm.
I'm trying to find my replacement.
Right.
How am I, and to find my replacement, I need to cast a big net.
Yep.
Not just one pole in the water. Because, everyone, here's the question, how many white belt classmates of yours are still training?
Right. Just none.
It's the same with me. None. Okay. I know all the white belts that were there, and 2 of them got to black belt, and they're done.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just a thing. So, what are we supposed to do? And I'm always planning. You got to plan for that replacement.
Yeah, you can't put your all your eggs in one basket, right? Because that's why.
There you go. So, but let's and people say, well, listen, I'm not really worried about this because I don't do this for a living. Okay, all right. But if you don't have, deep pockets, if you don't want to have to pay for it out of your own pocket, and you want to rent a place that you can train all year round and have insurance so you're covered and nothing happens,
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't have that income to do it, being business-like and getting leads, and you can still do it non-for-profit, and I'm not talking about non-for-profit organization, but you can do it because you love the art. You're not worried about making money off of it. But how many these days, especially these days with gas prices going up and stuff, how many of us could afford to take $300 to $500 out of our pocket every month to make sure we had a facility to train out of? And then you got a training partner. Well, should you split that half and half? How many training partners would want to kick in $250 a month so the 2 of you can go work out?
Right.
So it's a different animal. Like you work out in the park, just like they do in the Philippines. Okay. Well, what if you wanted to have a place, or let's say you move when you retire, and it's a climate that you can't do it all year round. So you need to have something. And if you're doing it in a rec center, somehow, way or another, you got to pay something.
Yep.
So.
Well, the other side of that, there's always a way. So you just have to look into it and try it and see if it fits your needs, but don't hold back.
Yeah. So, I don't want people to think that all I'm doing is worrying about the business, but I understand that the business is what keeps us open.
I was going to say, yeah, so the business is important because exactly that, right? You get to stay open, you get to service more people, you get to indulge your love, which people forget, right? And keep it going, right? So it can't go all give, right? It has to go. There's a machine there that has to work.
Yeah, we talked about this. Okay. Oh, I'm just going to be a small group. Okay. Well, do you want your teacher to show up? Well, who's your teacher? Oh, I train with Asano. Okay. Can you afford $3,000 to $5,000 out of your pocket to pay him to show up?
Right.
No. Well, then when you do take that risk, there's a business of it. You need to know how to advertise. You need to cross the T's and dot the I's. You need to make sure you have proper insurance because a lot of places won't do it. How do you get the word out? What gear do you need? What all these little different things in here. Event planning is a whole nother story. And you have learned from a lot of people around you on getting on. I mean, you do a really good event, but that didn't come by accident. You've had years of playing with that, and
well, there's another part of it, right? You said all the stuff that goes straight into the event. There's the behind the scenes stuff, like the networking, like the showing it up at other people's events, like the interacting on all the different means, right? The forums and media, just, that's that part, what do we always say? Do your work. Exactly. So you have to do some of that, and a certain amount you have to do to get that word out, to get the buy-in, to get the connections, so that the exposure happens. And it's not a one-way street. It can never be just a one-way street.
No. That's it. I mean, okay. So, case in point, who shows up to your events?
All sorts of weirdos, great weirdos, but yes.
Including this weirdo.
Right. Well, man, yeah.
Well, why do I show up to your event? Because you support my events.
Right.
Well, and we're family. But I mean, the thing here is, and support's done a whole bunch of different ways.
Yep.
So I've done events where I've hosted all these people and they don't reciprocate. Now, some people, it's beyond their means, but that doesn't mean they can't support you another way. There's a lot of different ways that could be done, but when you don't attempt, that's the problem.
Right. Well, heck, even something as simply as, hey, you can't make this person an event, but you really like him. You can say that. You can say that and spread the word, and tell your connections, hey, and that counts for a lot, because if you get a few extra people showing up there, that's worth it.
Who's a guy we plug a lot? Who's outside of the system?
Well, there's a bunch, but so we've got Bobby. We've got.
Do we plug his events when we hear about him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Who's another guy we like?
Oh gosh. Ouch. Sorry.
No brainer. Should be a no brainer.
Well, you said outside the system, right?
Outside our system.
Outside the family, outside the system. So let's see. We said Bobby. We said, sometimes it's Oliver. We've talked about Tommy. We've talked about Torbing.
What about stateside?
Stateside.
It's killing me. You're killing me.
Well, Leo Harone for one. There's
no, not Leo. He was passed away. Michael Harone.
So Michael Harone. Yes.
Think more local.
More locally.
In New York. Tuhan Jack Latour.
Oh, well, yes, right. Yeah, that guy.
How many times do we plug Jack?
Oh, gazillion.
Okay. Well, here's another one. Here's the thing. All right. We talk about different people on the show a lot.
Right.
Sometimes we talk about how they don't fit in the Modernities as a flag bearer.
Mm-hmm.
But we talk about the person having mad skills.
Mm-hmm. So Datu Kelly would be one.
Dieter's another guy, right?
Dieter, right?
Do we say anything negative about either one of them?
I don't think so. I support everything they both do.
Teaching Remy Praces proper.
Right.
There are other people I would go see. But as far as martial artists, they both have mad skills.
Absolutely. Yep.
But if you're looking for a specific thing, it might not be. Hold on. I got to put you on mute for a second.
Sure.
Or me on mute.
You on mute. Okay. Home business. Home office business.
Yeah. Tier is chewing something.
Oh, no.
But I don't know what that something is.
Right.
So he's not getting the attention he wants. So, that's how my dog is.
Well, and there's all sorts of other people too, right? So the local people, right? So if whoever comes to my local event, I bring up their names a lot. In fact, I was out on vacation this weekend, and guess who tries to drop by class? You'll never guess.
Or someone recently dropped by class?
Yeah, while I was out. I didn't even know it. He was going to surprise me.
Is it a modern East guy?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be Terrell, would it?
Nope.
Here's Terrell. Here's
June.
Dean. What?
June was back
June,
in the
okay.
States. Yeah. And he was
Hey,
local.
FMA talk come to in August. Yeah, okay. Well, we still gotta wait for that that invite. Oh, Dean and I are going to be teaching a virtual seminar together.
Did I know that?
No.
Okay. Cool.
It might be as soon as Saturday. I don't know. With Dean
Oh,
and I are
wow.
going to
Okay.
talk about it tomorrow.
Okay.
We the problem is we started talking about it when I was in Vegas, and it
Okay. Excellent.
It didn't make it to Vegas. Like stay in Vegas thing. It didn't make it.
That Dean guy. Well, that brings up other names too, like Burton. We've talked about Burton. We've talked about all sorts of folks.
The Williams, which they're
Right.
kind of with the family. I mean, they're with the family, but they're also out the family because of their sea lot.
Right.
So depends on which aspect we're talking about. There's a whole bunch of people we've talked. I mean, and if we talk about the art, we've talked about people who aren't with the organization. Say, hey, listen, if you're in Texas, go check out Ed Kwan.
Yep.
And then we'll talk about people in the organization. We'll talk about Mark Lynn.
Right.
You know, if you're talking about, Lauren Therian, if you're up in Rhode Island, who's a friend of the organization but is not a member.
Right.
You know, we talk about a bunch of people who are not members.
Right.
Because we talk about checking things out. And that's a lot of ways to support things. But listen, this might be a record speed show. I mean, do you have any other questions for me or?
I don't, to be honest. I mean, I drove back from Colonial Beaches today.
Oh,
I took a long weekend for our vacation.
Okay, cool.
So I'm a little bit out of it, but
this show really wasn't a good show. Well, no, this show wasn't going to have a lot of meat to it because it's just about the show, about the trade show. Yep. And to be honest with you, I've been watching the viewers. I don't think a lot of people really cared so much.
That's okay. Well, it's also to catch up and get back in the swing.
And it's summer. We had a week off.
Yep, it's okay.
Which throws things off. Ty, would you like to jump in on a joint in our joint seminar online? Wait, Ty. If you would like to jump in on the joint online seminars, let me know.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know when it is, but maybe, yeah. Most weekends I'm
about, Dean, are you saying in general or the one that we're talking, you and I are doing?
Might be. Well, he said seminars. Who knows? He'll say in a second, I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll say in a second. He's pretty good with that.
Or the 30-second delay or whatever it is. I guess we
got in September, because that's the August. In September, Dean is going to be coming back to be on our show as Dean Franco, the martial artist, because we didn't do that one. In general, he's asking.
Right. Oh, great.
In general, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll have Dean Franco, the martial artist, on. I know we're trying to set the date that we're going to be on FMA discussion. Mm-hmm. This is what I really like. We have a lot of good cross-pollination. I do want to get that social media one that we talked about with all the guys together, but life got really crazy, and it's been a little rough as of late because of schedules and I think life's been a lot crazier for people at the moment with everything going on with gas prices and all the stuff in the news and all this other crap. It's just me, one of the two. Good thing is Brazil's looking stronger and stronger. That's a fun one.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's not. Is that a new continent for you?
That'll be a new continent. Well, no, because I've taught in South America. So I've taught in Chile and Venezuela. And I heard I might be going back to Venezuela.
Excellent. That's right. I had forgotten about that. Yep. Crazy
year.
It's been a crazy year.
And thought Sunday nights work for you guys. Yes, we just got to pick the Sunday night.
Sunday nights?
Yeah, for the you and I for the FMA discussion.
Excellent.
You just tell me what Sunday night, Ty. I'll make it happen for me.
Oh gosh, till through the end of August, it's everyone except for when I'm up in Buffalo. Unless you want to do it then together.
Nah.
Oh, but I might be leaving that day.
Yeah, because it'd be Sunday night. Let me. Hey, let's Dean Branco. Dean Branco.
Heck, he could just pump in real fast. Might be faster.
Yeah, Dean. I'm gonna. Hold on.
That'll teach him.
Only one can do the only one I can't do is the 8th. All right. Oh, you know, it helps when I turn my keyboard on.
There you go.
And then, oh, you know what? This gets stupid. Copy the clipboard. And I'm gonna go over here. And I'm gonna do this. Let's come on the damn show.
I don't have any work trips until the end of August, so that's.
I'm looking at my calendar. Listen, here I've got my calendar up and running right now. So, Dean, if you want to log in, we can take care of this right this second, live on the show.
Well,
I'm actually thinking this Sunday if that works for you guys.
let's see, what day is where are we?
The 31st it would be.
31st. That could work.
Oh, by the way, you know what Saturday or Friday is?
Friday.
It is my 22nd year doing Balint Walk.
Excellent.
So
Cool.
I did my 34th anniversary of being a black belt in modern East, increasing my education by being at the MAIA Supershow.
Yep. Yeah, I saw
Okay.
that post.
Should I let him in?
Sure.
Dean Brink. Oh, look, you're Cyclops again.
Okay.
Hey, brother.
So how you guys doing?
Hey, Dean, how you doing?
Wonderful.
Good, yeah, no complaints. You know,
I mean, we're fine until you hopped on the show, but I mean,
I know. You bring me in, and things are just gonna go downhill.
Well, you got your makeup on pretty fast. That's pretty good.
What you do is,
Yeah, hey, you know, I was sitting there waiting, ready. I said, "This is going to be the night they're gonna."
There you go.
okay. So
We just
here
got
we go.
through
We gotta
heat
watch.
wave.
Wait, this is all wrong here. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, I can't change my color. I can make it darker. That's about all I can do.
Let me see here. No. I'm trying to match Dean's color there.
Almost.
Oh,
I don't know. It's just too much in the color spectrum here.
Now, Dean, you don't have the purple hair.
Yeah, you need the purple hair.
oh,
Crazy Hair Week.
oh! Is that what that? Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, it's a school retention. The kids love it. They're all happy.
Oh, I'm sure they do love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. No,
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah. So
Hey,
hey,
you
did
know,
you guys
it'll wash out.
Did you guys just go through a heat wave like we did in Connecticut?
In Vegas, we did.
Vegas, yeah.
We were up
I
to
just got-
about 100 on Colonial Beach this weekend. Was
100.
at the bread and breakfast just south of here
Oh wow.
with the wife. Yeah. Since kids
Hey,
are away,
what are you doing on Sunday, Dean?
we can do it this Sunday if you're.
This
Wow, you got an amazing picture today. You really got a good. You got a new phone or something?
Yes, yeah. Actually,
Oh,
the
yeah?
other one crapped out. So what happens is she gets a new one. Of course, I get the hand-me-downs. But this is a 12. So yes, a new phone.
And the picture looks amazing.
Yeah, definitely better. You don't realize until, of course, you experience a new phone, and you're like, wow, that old one was pretty bad.
Yes. Yes. Well, what do you do? What do you do in your show? What are you using there?
Well, no, for the show, I used a laptop.
Oh, that explains a lot. Well, you need a new laptop.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, you just need a new camera.
You can always get an external, put it on there. Yeah.
That's what I use.
It's funny though. That's what I have. Yeah.
Okay.
I do use an external one, so maybe it's just I don't know how.
What camera do you have?
It's a NVIDIA or not NVIDIA? What am I saying?
Logitech.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the Brio by Logitech. It's a 4K camera, even though we don't support 4K, but that's okay.
So
I got a no name, but I looked at, I find deals, so it turns out pretty okay, I think.
yeah, I should definitely get another one. Yeah, but so
You should get on StreamYard.
I do that too. I know. I'm just.
She's never heard that before.
Never.
No, never. I'm just such a creature of habit. It's not good. I know. Yeah.
So how's this Sunday for the show for you?
This Sunday, actually, we got the raffle for Jesse's stolen
Okay.
stuff. Sunday's gonna be kind of, and then
How about the 7th Oh no, you can't do that. Wait, you can't do the 8th. But you said the 7th. The 7th is a Sunday.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 7th. Okay, yeah, that for August, correct.
Yeah.
But certainly can do any Sunday besides that one for you guys.
Okay.
So if you guys wanted to do the 14th, 21st, 28th.
14th, I'm in Maine. I know that. The 21st, I'm supposed to be. I'm doing the Toronto event, but I'm probably going to come home early on that on the Sunday because it's just the tournament on Sunday. So
Okay.
we can do the 21st.
Does that work for you, Ty, the 21st?
I'm good for all of August except for the 28th.
Except,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
unless Ty's already in Buffalo by then. Maybe that would.
No, I won't become that early because the kids got school starting the 22nd.
Okay.
Oh wow! Holy cow!
So it looks like the 21st then it is.
All right, I'm going to write a note right here for me, FMA discussion.
Yeah.
What's our topic? I think I know what it is.
The topic is I think what you guys are doing is really fun. You guys, you guys have contrasting personalities, but you make it work and entertaining. The other thing too is while you guys know, I know
Do we entertain you?
all the above. So while you guys mostly focus on minor niece, I do like the crossover into aspect in the general community stuff that you guys touch on. So that's stuff I would like to talk about, there. And plus, what made you guys come up with this? And but yeah, I thought it'd be kind of fun. People can get a better picture of what you guys do.
All the stuff anyone talks about is the same in every art. I mean, when we can sit there and we talk about this, that, and the other thing, but really, when people, it's funny because when I was talking to Michael Harone and I were on tour and we were talking, and we're doing the Legends tour, and I'm talking about all this political stuff. He was like, why do you put all this time to know all this stuff? I go, I don't. I'm a guest instructor at a lot of these events, and I was a guest instructor, and being the outside person, you hear about everyone else's dirty laundry because they're looking for a shoulder to cry on or someone to bitch to, but they can't do their own brothers and sisters because, well, then the word will get out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm outside the circle, so I get to hear stuff.
Yeah.
So no one has a problem that we haven't seen before.
Right. That's because what's the same across all the arts?
People.
There you go. Yeah.
And what are they?
Well, I'm not going to say it today. I'll hold off for one day.
Okay. People are jerks.
Yeah.
How's that? I'll say that.
They're challenging. They can be challenging. How's that?
Can be challenging.
Okay, so we got a date. It'll be the 21st.
Good deal.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that you like the crossovers, Dean. That was a good comment because one of the things, I think it goes both ways, right? People that are invested, loving their art, if they can see their art through some other eyes, that helps them. And ultimately, we've talked about this a lot before, Tim and I. Looking at it from both sides helps all arts, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that resonates with you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the other thing too is in conjunction with getting you guys on, what I just started. Matter of fact, the first one just occurred last night. And so what I'm trying to do is, and everybody's welcome to do this, is doing these joint online seminars with first, getting contrasting systems, different systems, folks together. So me and Jack Latour went on last night. Nice. And so me and Tim looks like this Saturday. And then and one just to propel. So people do get an opportunity to see different style systems, get a better overview of everything and what people do differently, and whether it's an edge weapon translation or specialty or a blunt weapon translation, and again, I'm going to do the first couple kind of just to get it going, but the goal is where folks perhaps might want to work with somebody, an FMA discussion will just promote the heck out of it, but certainly, I don't need or want to do all these. I'm just kind of getting the ground going, getting the wheels going, and then, so if there's something you're interested in doing, Ty, absolutely,
Okay, cool.
And Jason Ward says, "Hi everyone, great work. Also, I use Canva as well because we use Canva on this. Even number one angle or angle one spotlight." Great tool to use. Yeah, I mean that's our intros, that's our outros. I almost don't use Publisher anymore. Hey, you know what, Dean? Here's a fun one for you. I'm going to share a picture right now because, I've got multiple screens going here. And does this guy look familiar?
Let me see.
Right there with the long hair. Is that
Who?
your boy Burton Richardson with Guru Dan?
Oh yeah, when Burton had long hair. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he gets a lot
I
of crap
remember.
he gets a lot of crap for the long hair.
Oh, screw
That's how I
everybody.
remember him from Inside Kung Fu. Was with that
Yeah.
hair exactly.
He had the
Yeah,
long
he
hair.
was my favorite JKD guy for the longest time. Because he was in Erie, Pennsylvania when he was dating June Castro, and
That's right. The June
I
day.
went down. I couldn't make the first seminar because the first day because I was at a Remy seminar, and I came home. Jeff Reck and I went down on Sunday. June was teaching Thai boxing, and Burton took the two of us and caught us up on everything he taught the day before.
Oh.
Yeah, he's. The thing about him is, obviously, me being under him and having an inside perspective. I tell you, his programs he makes up are just exceptional. Like when I look at how he formats them and the levels he comes up with, they're so well done and so easy to comprehend. And as long as you're putting the work in, but he's really there's stuff. He's pretty special in that regard, and plus he's very easy to get along with. If you look at his resume, I mean, he's really well diverse. I mean, Brazilian black jiu-jitsu black belt, C-Lot, the FMA, the JKD. I mean, just well-rounded.
Cool. All right. Hey, so do you have any? Since we're here, we're just about getting ready to wrap up. Do you have any questions on the show, the Super Show that we were at?
Super show.
Oh, I was at the MAIA Super Show.
Oh yeah, I would like to. So I know you were there, but so so just briefly because I know you guys are getting done. What did you do and what was basically who was on or what were the dynamics?
So it was basically martial art university, basically for business, but there was a physical track. So I got to work with Jared Wahangi. Apollo Lauder was teaching there as well. Then Jason and I popped in. I got him a day pass. Jordan Palin was there. We all were hanging out together. I got to connect with George Chung, big kung fu guy from West Coast demo team, and him and Cynthia Rothrock. And George had stories of Remy, was a student of Remy's for a while. I hung out with Ernie Reyes Jr., which was a student of Remy's, him and his father. And like, he knew Shashir, but he didn't know. I go, yeah, Shashir was the first Datu. I was the last Datu. And we're like, no way. So that was really fun. A lot about furthering my business education, understanding how to run a school better. And the big takeaway is the reason why we want to do our schools better is that it's about the next generation. Because okay, I've got a big school in well, as far as an FMA school goes, I've got the friggin' Taj. My school is better than most martial arts schools physically in the industry in our area. As far as an FMA school, it's the Taj Mahal. It's the big schools that pay for the top guys to come in.
Yeah.
I would have never, if it wasn't for the big schools out there, I may never have gotten access to Remy because I didn't have the means to bring him in initially.
Yeah, right.
And when you look at all the guys that have been doing seminars, I mean, listen, bringing Burton in for a seminar is no small hunk of change, and he's not in it to do it. He doesn't have endless disposable income that he could just teach free around the world.
Right.
So you need those schools to be able to do good business to bring these top guys in, and maybe it's people from the far out. Oh, Remy's going to be here. So and so's hosting. Well, I'd hop in a car and I'd go check out Remy there. I go out there, and I was constantly every weekend. While most people were doing tournaments, I was doing seminars. What we got here, or attending seminars. Burton is a great man, awesome teacher. I had an awesome pleasure with training with him at PAMA in the 90s. when he had a ponytail.
Nice.
The infamous ponytail.
Yeah. So, so and and now I want to get to the point where if people want to do this as a living themselves, I can help them get there. Whether it be my students or other people's students. Because if the sad thing here is we do not see schools of FMA. We talk about that all the time. We see a school that has FMA in it, but we don't see an FMA school. And people will say, well, what about this? You're talking about the exception, not the norm.
Yeah,
but going
definitely.
to events like this, I'm learning on how that we can make this the norm and not the exception.
So, hey, what was it like working with Gared?
Jared was fun.
Good.
We have similar approach to things. Obviously, he's more tactical than I am, but a lot of things we say resonate with their. I make a point. I mean, he's all tactical. I mean, that's really what it was about. But that's his persona. But you can see his ties to the art. So he keeps a good relationship between the two.
Yeah, he's got under PTTA, he's got where you can just stay in this track of Pikiti Turja, or the other track is where you're getting the you're getting the law, the tactic, tactical.
Yeah.
So
I'm it was really fun, and really easy to talk to, very articulate, very talented. It was cool. I liked working. I wish there was more time. That's a downside. The classes are 45 minutes to an hour and a half. But it's because you're doing like 7-8 classes a day.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I would be so brain fried. I'd be.
I want my school. My goal, like I said, I'm looking for my successors. I need somebody to build a school like mine and have more out there. Because, what I always circle back to this, in an art, if we were to stop teaching tomorrow, will it go forward? And to me, part of this is I want the art to go beyond me.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys always, you always preach that. And that's certainly something we could talk about too when you guys come on, like you guys' overall general messages to the community that go beyond just mine or niece.
So I keep challenging everybody. I go, yeah, I don't think you guys got like the modernist community. I go, I think you're all in it for your own ego. I don't think you have the skills to produce the next generation, but prove me wrong. You know what? If that little kick in the ass gets them to do it, then I win.
Yeah.
And if I'm right and they can't do it, I still win. It's a win-win. I would prefer for them to win to make me win. I would prefer that everyone steps up and proves that I'm not the only one that can do this. Here, eat crow. I'm like, you don't understand. It's the bigger win is we all step up as a community. The smaller win is I'm right, they're wrong, you suck, I don't. Boom. And I'd rather not go for the egocentric win. I want to do the win for the art.
No, it's healthy competition too.
I'm not going to get better if people aren't pushing me.
There you go. Right. Right. If you got nothing, obviously, motivate. Whatever tactic for motivation. For yourself and others.
I'm a greedy bastard. My goal is to be the best there is, and I don't want to be the best by default. I want to be the best because I was pushed.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen if I have schlub students. Bobby Tabuada wouldn't have me teach at his birthday camps if I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been invited to a whole bunch of events that I teach at if I didn't know what I was doing. But I know I can be better.
Yeah. We all, obviously the goal for self-improvement within all of us, to be the best version of ourselves, right?
Yeah. So.
Well, it's funny. It's something I noticed in a lot of things, right? So whether it's powerlifting, right, you're cheering on the next person who's coming up so that you can push yourself harder, right? Because you have to stay ahead of them or beat them or whatever it is, or wow, they did something you couldn't do and now you can do it. Or whether it's long distance motorcycling, I'm just using my own background, or the martial arts. What did I tell Tim? I think I started teaching once I was in hermit mode, I was teaching because I needed to work with people, and otherwise if I wasn't getting better, I was getting worse, right? So I needed to develop people to push me, and while I was developing them, that was a push as well. So it's a win-win yet again. So that kind of mentality, I think, is a good thing for everybody.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. All right. Well, we're going to wrap things up tonight, unless there's any other questions.
No. So hey, I want to call. So tomorrow, I'm going to call you in the morning. And hopefully we can wrap things up so we can get a flyer out. Sound good?
Yeah. I just want to just get some things wrapped up there, and we'll be good to go.
All right, sounds good. Well, it was nice chatting with you guys. Thank you for bringing me on.
Thanks for dropping by.
Go.
Good deal.
All right, bud. Catch you later.
Sounds good. Bye.
I like that when we get a pop in. I like that.
Okay, it's cool to have someone pop in there. He's still on the line, but off. But
There you go. We can talk about it.
We see that you're there, but no one else can see that. So that's the cool thing about StreamYard. All right, so let's wrap things up. And so once again, next week we're gonna have Terrell.
Nice.
No, Terrell.
Yep.
Terrell Richardson, GM/Guru Terrell Richardson of the Gutgarni Systems. He's a grandmaster in, I want to say, Tang Sudo.
I think that's right. Yeah.
And a guru in Das. So he and I were talking about it, and they refer to him that way in the Philippines, Grandmaster Guru, GM Guru. So we're going back and forth on that. So want to make sure that he felt comfortable with whatever term I was going to use. So he's going to be on the show next week. He said no holds barred, ask any questions, and you know me, I got those questions.
That should be good.
Yeah. The week after, we have Peter Couts coming on.
Nice.
And he was a later generation of students from the FMA, the Filipino Karate Academy that I came from. And then we will do a show on Remy Precis Modern Ernie summer camps, as in the era that he was in teaching. So that would go from 1983 camps, 1983, up until 2000. Okay, because in October of 2000 in Germany is when he got diagnosed. So there's no camps after that count. So specifically the Remy Precis experience, not the post-Remy experience. And I said, well, he didn't die until 2001. He stopped teaching. So, and we got to make sure that we're on that same page. So first camp that he did stateside was the 1983 Virginia camp, or I want to say West Virginia. 1983. And then the last camp he did stateside was the Tucker, Georgia camp. Then he went to Tunisia, and then he got diagnosed in Germany. I was with him when that all went down. So that was 2000. So October of 2000, pretty much it. So there was someone we'll talk about. I'm going to be making some comments about this. I have so far Lauren Therian is going to be on the show.
Nice.
So he's going to represent. He's going to be able to talk about camps with Professor there in the New England area. Although he went to Michigan, he went to the first Michigan as well. I think it was the first or maybe the second. We also got you who've done. Did you do all the Texas camps?
Maybe all but one. All that I know of.
Okay. Obviously, I've done camps in like 9 or 10 different locations. You know, like two different Germany hosts. Okay, because you had Dieter and Gabrielle. The Massachusetts camp, the Harrisburg camp, the Mississippi summer camp, the Buffalo camps. He's coming in while we're signing off. Johnny, you're late.
He was on there earlier, I think.
Okay. So we have the summer camps there. We have the Joliet. We have the 2 different hosts in Texas, because I did the Rice University, which is that Houston?
Yeah, Houston. Yep, that was Garza.
Yeah, and then I also was at Dripping Springs. Actually, you were there too with Jeff Delaney.
Yep.
And I'm surprised we didn't talk then.
I don't know. Was that before? I know we met in Houston, but I don't remember.
We originally met in Houston, but I think Jeff's camp was prior to that, and we didn't really talk.
Oh, that's weird.
You know. You're avoiding me. It works. You can only avoid me so long.
That's right.
But then, so I've not only, and I've done all the Michigan camps from 1987, which is first camp that Remy did in Michigan, all the way up to the last one, which is 2000. Once again, we're talking Remy Price's teaching, not handing it over to anybody. So I don't go to camps, but I know I am known to pitch tennis. Okay, all right. And how was Vegas? Vegas, it was good. This show wasn't a stellar show for us because it was just talking about a business association thing that I don't think a lot of people were as interested. We took a week off. The summer's a little hot. Next week is going to be fun because we have
Learn Therian back.
No,
sorry. That's
Terrell.
Terrell. Yeah, Terrell first time.
First time featuring Terrell.
Yep.
And then, but it'll be fun. So, and then next, I think September-ish, that's when we'll have Dean Franco on as Dean Franco, the martial artist. And then we also have to get on Dean Franco, the formerly known as.
I was going to say, the artist known as, yes.
Yeah, and then we have to have Dan Medina on. Because we
still need to get him on.
I was talking to Rocky today, too. We forgot to talk about this.
Okay.
He called me on accident. But we had a good conversation.
Good. So he's getting closer to sneaking in?
We didn't talk about the show at all.
Okay.
We just talked about life, and, it is what it is. So listen, everybody, a lot of stuff going on. We're going to get back in our swing of things. I know things threw off because of Vegas. And what happened in Vegas didn't stay there. I brought it back and told you guys. But all is good. And listen, as always, everybody, please stay safe and stay sane. This is Tim and
Ty. Take care.
See you all soon.